Well, hello everybody. It's me tonight, Fernando Sostaida, and I have with me the amazing Carla Trigo. Uh, you were part of the old group. You probably got to meet her before. Like, we had a interview like this probably about a year or so ago. Carla is one of my personal friends. She was part of a huge part of my growth and a huge part of when I went into a slump and I needed somebody to just slap my face and tell me, wake up, start thinking ahead and start thinking big. She was the one who, made it happen. So she has a very special place on my heart, and I wanted to bring her into conversation. She is the second person in the Print on Demand University live show. And today we will learn a lot about creativity, mindset, goals, and whatever else you want to ask her, in that sense. She is going to be here for us. But without me going in circles, I'm going to introduce you to Carla, and I'll allow her to introduce herself. Hello, Carla.
Hello, Fernando. How are you tonight? I love the beginning and the introduction is ooh. So
Yeah,
thank you
you
for
told me
that.
that I need to be high vibe, so it's like, get into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the key of everything, the high vibe and to dance in that frequency for sure.
Yes, we're,
Yeah.
we're making a far better video for that, but right now, so as we evolve in the show with the better branding, we're gonna have that one. But yes, it's to get the blood pumping in our system so that we go boom. Hey, how are you? So tell us a little bit about yourself. We have some people watching in YouTube, and we have some people watching in the group. So we have quite some people here now.
Your system so
Oh wait, he started talking.
Woohoo.
Started talking. So go ahead.
So go ahead. Okay. So for hello everybody. Thank you for having me, Fernando, in your platform. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Carla Trigo. I am a lifestyle design coach and business mindset strategist because one of the favorite things that I love to do is to manifest things for people that they're open to receive things, right? So I have to say that is one of the most sweetest spots ever because since I had, I don't know, memory, I can feel really that we are the creators of everything that you desire or I desire, right? And yes, so always I had the ideas, right? And from the ideas to really help people to bring their ideas into manifestation into the physical world. And it's not so complicated. It's just to understand the laws and things how the events are coming to us in high level. So a little bit of me.
So Carla, we picked the topic of creativity. Um, let's get into that. What do you mean by creativity?
Well, the first time that when I was very little, I was 8 years old, was to to be able to be very close to creation. When suddenly, from nowhere, I have to start working in a circus, and in that moment, I started to feel the power that I had to create the things around me without knowing that I had this opportunity to build and to create things from zero, no, from a pen to something else, from a situation in the circus to something else. So you learn a lot of things with the great thing that is the observation. So that's the first key of creativity, and to start manifesting whatever you desire, because this is connected with the power of imagination, right?
You have built
And
a whole career on observation. I mean, as far as I know, so
yeah,
you know a little bit about that. Uh,
yeah.
so for people that don't know what we mean by manifestation, what is manifestation exactly?
Well, is to really be in contact with your own inner power, right? In the creativity is built in that. It says that we are just this essence of the will to manifest and to bring into yourself whatever you desire to live with. It could be financial, could be a better joyful life, could be just happiness, whatever you desire, right? If you don't feel it that you have it right now, it's because something is in the middle that is blockaging. And in this moment, in this world that we are living, we have everything. My dog is playing. We have everything to really be happy and to be absolutely successful. Beyond that, even, but because of the way how we are living and how we are educated and how we have been educated, right? We cut this nexus of being more creative and to have that power of imagination that is the key to be able to create and to design the life by clicking by in a piece, right? So it's phenomenal. Um, it's really to vibe in the frequency that helps you to achieve that goal or that particular vision that you have of yourself. Yeah,
So for I mean,
it's a little bit complicated. This
it,
area sometimes is like what?
and I know, right? When I mean, it's a funny story. When Carla and I started talking and we started getting into these conversations, uh, she invited me to a to a mastermind. It was more like a master collection of classes that was
Mhm.
about chakras and stuff like that. I was so lost in that conversation. Everybody who was involved was super motivated, excited, and talking. And I was like, wait, I literally had my Google book. I mean, my Google open and searching. Okay, what does this mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Because I
Mhm.
have no idea what they were talking about. But once you start understanding the language, it actually is a very straightforward way of communication. And it all comes down to our belief system and where we
Mhm.
and all the behaviors that we have been acquired throughout the years, and some of
Yeah,
them have not been really even in our intention to acquire such you know and how we behave is just something that has been indirectly implanted into our brains by actions that happen, even when we were just babies or kids or
yeah,
teenagers. And one of my deals, when we talk about is that I wasn't efficient. It wasn't my efficiency was used completely, and it was because it comes from my household where where everything is about we are very creative. We create a bunch of stuff, but we are always all over the place. And
hmm,
when you realize that you need to change your pattern and that you need to identify the root of that pattern, is when you start saying, okay, now I can change my future. But you have to really track back your steps to
yeah.
get to that point. And it's something that I had no idea. And I would like you to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's something that entrepreneurs tend to fail a lot, right? They bring old behaviors until
Mhm.
now owning a business, and it's something that you want to be successful. You got to start somewhere making changes.
Absolutely. And I love that you mention it because whatever is happening in your business is because it's related the way how you live your life. And I have to tell that normally we are bringing into the present moment the things that happens, right? Or the thinking process that happened like 20 years ago, just because this is the blockages, but we don't feel that is part of our reality. It's just we bring in for a memory that we had with something happened a long time ago, and this is what creates really a lack of effective, be effective and very really productive as well, right? Sometimes we say, why, but I'm doing everything to be very successful and I have everything and all the skills, but still I don't arrive to that point. So there is many things that is partying or is partying in this situation. First of all, we are acting accordingly with all agreements that we had in the past. We are acting as well accordingly with paradigms that we have in our brain, right? Because normally we are in autopilot 95% of the time and we don't feel it, but it's the reality that is we leave the perception of with what happened, right? So in everything, as we know, we are part of energetic compound, right? And if someone knows about quantum physics, can be very phenomenal applied to business as well. So all is about the field that you build around you, and whatever you are doing right now is going to impact in the tomorrow's actions, right? Or whatever you're going to attract to you or you're going to live in the future nearby. So it's very interesting that you will pay attention about the attitudes that you have, the focus, right, that you have towards certain things, and of course the ideas, because this is what happens. Sometimes we have great ideas, and for sometimes no reason, right? Those ideas are just stuck and they're not moving on. So this is what we need to start paying attention, because that means that you break the system, you break the frequency where you are dancing in, and you're lower your frequency. So you're going to match with these people or with this situation that is not going to let you to move forward. So you have to really bring up in that precise moment, right? The power of yourself to know which tools do you need to do or to apply to create the reality that you want to, or the results that you desire for your business, right? Or whatever situation that you want to give solution for.
And it's
It's
something that
amazing.
a
It's
lot of
really
us,
a phenomenal situation.
yeah, and it's something that we don't pay
What?
attention to,
Sorry.
right? We're always blaming that we cannot break our own barriers. And it's something that it happened to me as
Mm-hmm.
well. When I was in my business, I always kept saying, man, I cannot break this specific dollar barrier in my mind. I will build a business and we'll get to the six figures, a little higher. Boom, business crumble. Build it again. Boom, again bounce. And I could never break the city, no matter how hard I different try different angles. And then one day, I was I was about to launch a product, and I said, oh, I can sell 100 of these products.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, I saw 100 products, and then I know one more came, and then he died. And I'm like, okay, next product I launch, I can sell
Mm-hmm.
100 of these products. Guess what? 100, 101, 105 died. I realized that I was limiting the life of that product myself with my
200, 100. Yeah.
I was saying I can only sell 100.
Yeah.
And guess what? My manifestation was happening. I
Yeah.
was breaking my goal at a 100. Why? Because my experience was limited to selling 100. Like I say, this is a $100 product. This is a 100 sales product. And I sold 100 and I sold 100 and I sold 100 until one day I
Exactly.
said, you know what? I can sell 200. And guess what? It did. It sold 200. And then I'm like, why am I putting a stupid number on these things? Why am I
Yeah.
working myself? And that has been a huge new factor on my new renewed success, because now I'm saying I don't need to limit myself. I don't. It was a paradigm. It was like something I was saying
Mm-hmm.
that is what I will be satisfied with, and I was satisfying that moment, and I will be like, okay, what's a successful product? Let's go build another one. And
Yeah.
why it was something that we tend to do. It's like when we create products, we're like, we're gonna sell a couple of these products, and it's like, well, we sell a couple of good products. We did fine. Let's go find another product and another product and another product. But the reality is, we need to create products that do more than what we do.
Yeah, no, and what you just said is very, very on point, because that's the thing. We grew up with these limitations. We limit ourselves to the power of creation, right? And why we're putting limits into numbers, why we're putting limits into the time. Time doesn't exist, actually. It's something that we have created just to understand in a frame of the physical body, but no more than that. So we are limiting all the time about the time process, when we can collapse the time. And in a very short period of time, we can actually manifest anything that you want, right? So all this about the idea that you have about yourself, and how you use the wording, and how you use the integrity of your faith as you see the vision of you, what you have. And it's very scientific as well, right? Because it's very easy to break the pattern as well if you don't have the discipline or the consistency to move on no matter what, right? So you have to apply the 4 stages of how you can manifest things, um, and it's fascinating. It's actually fascinating. Yeah, you know. I have to say, my first million, I earned it when I was 24, and I visualize my ongoing all the time. I was a creator of many things as I go, right? And suddenly I asked my questions, how I did these things. And I started to realize the process of my mind and the process of my actions and my the power of really have the clarity of mind to be able to imagine whatever stage I wanted to be in, right? So that's when I realized that, okay, so this is the process. This is the first thing, the second thing, and the third thing to be able to attract whatever you desire to do. And that's the point. We are, I mean, you can ask Napoleon Hill, you can ask Bob Proctor, you can ask Dr. Wayne. Everybody speaks about the same thing, right? And you are the co-creator of whatever you want to build up. It's physics as well. So it's all about energetic compound. The only thing that you have to know is how to apply correctly, and the reason that is behind, right, is very important as well. But it's like a play, right? And that's the awesome thing. We are playing an amazing rehearsal here. You know, you have to understand how this play goes, and who has the role, and how you can play those roles to achieve the goals that you want. Very effective, productive, and massive success, exponential success, that I love to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, how is a place? What is the best starting point that somebody should do to begin changing their mindset?
Well, first of all, is to realize that we can change it. That we are open to do so, right? Because if I'm speaking about this and you're not open, you don't understand, you're afraid, or the willing process is not there yet. You're not going to understand the process either, right? So it's not your moment yet. So that's okay. But for a person that is open to really move forward, uh, we need to understand our biography. We need to understand who we are, right? To be able to dig down where is your talents, and where is the big point and the core of your creativity as well. Your talents, your uniquenesses, your gifts that you have, to be able to attract the things that you want in the areas that you want to apply for. So I work a lot of times in the beginning with the power of the biography, because in your biography, on the biography of the person, right, there are incredible laws that are also related to the laws of nature, that when you match them, you can see exactly the potential that you have to attract in a massive way things. So that will be the first thing. The second thing is to be very fun and be creative as well about the things that is around yourself, right? And to break through the bullshit that sometimes we have, and the square that we are all in. So we have to break it through, because the human being per nature is creative, and more now than ever that because of the situation that we're living in, we need to be very aware about the next movements, right? So for sure, to work a lot about your intentions and the intentionality, and as well the attitude, because as well, when you have an attitude about an idea that you want to co-create, or results that you want to attract to you, this attitude and this language that you apply to it has a very specific vibration as well, frequency. And this is going to create a very specific quantum field, right? So you have to be absolutely noble in the way how you are sharing your thoughts, sharing your feelings, sharing your actions as well in this process. And after, as I love to play, right? We have to rehearsal. We have to do things. It's in the action mode where that attitude and that idea comes into reality in in many ways. So you need to know who is the players, how the scripts are, and that's everything. You have to rehearsal a lot, right? And there is so many cool things. I use a technique that is called the technique of the observation, right? Is to master the sharp way of observing your you're around your environment, right, and yourself as well. And this gives you a lot of clues about how you can be absolutely more effective and more successful as well, for example.
Yeah, lately I've been trying to do the focus technique where you put a little dot in the wall and you try to focus on that dot for like some amount of minutes. It's so difficult.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing something fun. I mean, I'm doing with some. You heard about it, the clip, remember or no?
Yeah,
You did.
yeah. I think we did a we didn't continue it, but we started that program. Gregory says hi, by the way.
Oh, hi, Gregory.
But yes. I mean, it's amazing how the mind plays a role
Mm-hmm.
in and how you are in charge of that and how you have to really allow yourself to change before you can even begin doing absolutely anything.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you have to give the permission to change, right? We are because of the society, right? Castrated or cut it into pieces, the possibility to be very creative. And this we have to be very aware as well with our kids or within the young generation, right? To observe them and to see who is this person that I have in front of myself and how I can give the opportunity for them to expand their creativity, because it's the key to really be in expansion, to elevate your awareness and the frequency to be able to change completely the way how you are living, and of course how the things that you're building around yourself. So it's crucial for sure. There is something that well, my life is very fun and very cool, right? But when I live in Israel, I live and I study with some rabbis, right? Because I was very curious about life and asking questions all over. So they taught me four main parts of growth, not only financially, but as well in the how you can really master the power of imagination, right? And those were the first one is called Atzilut, that in Hebrew means the desire. You have to be passionate in desire to really bring something different into your life, right? And this is the key and the motor that is going to help you to really um, build up that muscle that is going to help you to achieve the goal that you desire. The second one is bria. Bria in Hebrew means also life, right? Is when you absolutely put that desire into an idea. And that idea is connected with the world of the thinking process, of the thought. For sure, if this thought is toxic, right? So you're going to create toxic things. But if this thought is pure and is coming from that desire, from another focus, this is going to help you to build something completely different, right? The third one is called Yetzia. That means that in this case, not only you bring the desire, you put it into a thinking process that is absolutely serve you to create that reality that you want, but as well the all is connected with the emotion, right? That you put it into it as well. And that creates the dynamics to be able to see the results that you want in the physical world. And after that is to bring all into the physical world. That's why we can create whatever we desire to create. The world of the ideas is around us. You have just to pick them up and to bring them into the physical world. And all is possible. We are the only ones that limit us ourselves to be not to have the results that we want, actually.
Probably to be the most difficult process of applying all these, besides understanding the concepts,
Yeah.
having changing the way I speak, and communicate not only with people but communicate with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Removal of negative words, because even though you don't mean to be negative and you don't mean to convey a negative message, they are part of your vocabulary and you use them even to when you're trying to say something positive, you use negative words to get to the point that you're
Yeah.
trying to do. That has been probably the most difficult, because even though after I've been doing something like working with you or with different coaches for over a year and a half, I still catch myself with saying like I can or shouldn't or
Remember this practice?
it's been painful, and I still cannot master
Yeah.
that. It just is so it's so impregnated in myself, in the way I communicated for 43 years, that it's because it changes, but I have noticed, as I speak more positive, I speak more, even though I'm saying exactly the same,
Mm-hmm.
speaking in a more positive way, more opportunities open and more people are willing to work with you, and more people are interested on actually getting to know you a little better. And it has brought a lot of good things into our lives, just by changing a little bit on how you express your emotion and how you express your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I've noticed is that people that tend to think positive, all
Yeah.
the pandemia and all these lockdowns haven't really affected them as other people, because they just go with the idea it is what it is, and it's like it's not in my control. I'm just gonna get the best out of it, and I'm going to do what I was supposed to do, and I'm gonna continue.
Exactly, and that's the attitude that we spoke about. So you express and you expand that attitude into the world in a different way, so that it has a very specific frequency. When you speak about the words, for me, is one of the first things that I work with people, just because the tonality that you use and the meaningfulness of the words, right, also are also creates a wave, right, in the physical, right? It's a physical quantum also. So whatever you expand and you open through that tonality that you express, also creates a very specific quantum field. And so it's going to resonate with the same level. So if you're just thinking about, oh my goodness, I'm so poor, I'm so horrible, this pandemic doesn't have any situation, is going to be horrible all the time. So this is what you're going to bring into your plate, right? So is amazing, the possibility that we have in our hands. And if you study the ancient books, right, and you have really access to have dig down a little bit more about the meaningful things, you can absolutely understand that you are the creator. You have the power in your imagination to really build up many things, no once, many things. Mm-hmm.
It changes your perception of things extremely,
Yeah.
and it also frees you from stress, because you know that when you envision something and you put your mind into it, it's going to manifest in one way or another. So you are
Yeah.
the fears dissipate, and you no longer are like stressed about what I'm going to do tomorrow. How is this going to work?
Mm.
uh, it starts you saying, I build it, I did something. It's just going to work, and I mean, of course you keep working, and it's not about just they did it and things are going to happen, right? But it used to having the open mindedness and having the resolution to do something completely changes when you start thinking in a positive way than when you're thinking in a negative way. It's like when
Yeah,
you open a new product, you say, this product is going to sell.
that's it.
There's a saying, I hope this sells. You already burned your product. You already gave it
Hmm.
all this negative vibe, and you don't even believe in it. Why somebody else should, right?
Exactly, that's the point. We all it comes from the desire and the belief on you that you have the confidence, right? So you're creating the synchronicities around yourself that is going to help you to put that product or whatever you want in the market, for example, right? And of course, you have to be clever. I mean, you have to be surrounded as well with the different elements that is going to help you to put that thing in the market, right? But your attitude, and in this case the synchronicity that is coming around yourself, just because you have that vision and that faith, and the power of or your vision, right, creates that bridge in between that desire and the effective manifestation or in the physical world, right? um, and it's amazing, it's just phenomenal. One of the things that I said now, and I'm very focused, is to really live a very simple but essential life, where whatever I do is really very precise to attract whatever I wanted in a very simple way. And this is the core of phenomenal successes, right? And and is so abundance, and so has incredible abundance. And you play with many things. There's so many things that you can learn how to really create faster abundance and prosperity in shorter period of time. Or there's so many tools, so it's amazing.
I mean, I know some people are watching. You guys have any questions about a mindset or how to change behavior or how to focus? I mean, give us any questions here, and we will. Even click. Carl.
No, I want to say something that is not. This is not like a cuculandia, right? Like, this is something. No, it's based in science. It's based in science. You have to really create your strategy plan. So, it's all about the attitude to have a great mind, to be able to really play the game with high frequencies here. So, so yes, it's phenomenal. I mean, there is and before and after, because you really have to shift your paradigm. You have to shift the way how you are related to your life and to your environment, right? And only then is when the rest and the focus is changing, and as well the results of whatever you are experiences also change.
So Gregory is saying self-talk, the words we use are the most powerful thing.
Absolutely agree with them. And one of the things that I love to teach really is exactly that, the power of our wording, right? There is, I mean, when we listen music, right, those has a megahertz as well. So that means the tones of the music and the tones of our vowels and our consonants has a very incredible impact in the resolution of certain things. So in the olden scriptures, right, or for example in the old Hebrew, when you write the Hebrew as well, they have some specific ways to attract as well prosperity. It's amazing, right? So the vowels as well, when you're or speaking, why the mantras has such incredible impact when you are saying all this resonates in your body, right? And this creates a very specific wave and vibrational and frequency that is connecting with a certain neurotransmitters in our neurological pole that is creating another quantum field around us that help us to attract and to build something different for you to have different results. So all this start with the wording that you say to yourself that you are not open, right, to say, and those that you are expressing out there. So it's fabulous. And when you experience and you do the work, by paying attention about the words, right, it's an incredible before and after work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember we were at one session. I was completely down, and you said, "Stand up, stand there," and you put a list or something like that, and you a beachy, and you started say start dancing. I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
He said, start dancing. I'm like, no. He said, start dancing. I started dancing, right?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Leave that day. But
Yeah,
when I'm stressed I'm
you
like, oh,
dance.
I need to break out of something. I just play some music and I just check myself here, like for 30 seconds, a minute, and it changes
Yeah.
my whole vibration in my body to go from
Mhm.
stress to now smiling and relax and things like that. So people don't even get to see what I do here in my office. I work by myself, and it's nobody
Mhm.
around here. So it's not like I can go say, hey, co-worker that are not here, what do you think about this? So I
Yeah.
have in constant communication with myself. And when you are working yourself, it's very easy to beat down yourself, because when things are starting to not work out in your favor, and you start
Yeah.
getting upset about not getting the results you expected, it's very easy to start talking down on yourself. And
Absolutely. And I think that we have an incredible teacher as well. Nature, if we are just a good observant as well, right? And just by ground yourself and to feel things around you without being hustling all the time. This hustling mode is just not letting you to really be still, where the creativity and the imagination and the ideas come to you in a different way. That's why meditation could be a great tool, or another things, right? But just to have that the space for you to understand what is going on, and give yourself permission to really bring imagination and different tonalities to the things that you're doing, that create results that you never ever thought that could be possible. And it's so fun.
It's life changing.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
But it's. I mean, I was telling Gregory this yesterday, right? I bought my wife a brand new van, right? So we went and I said I don't want to make any payments. I told my wife I don't want to make any payments for 90 days. And we went to the dealership, said we don't have the program right now. It's the first payment is going to be like in 40 days. I said no, I want to pay it in no less than 90 days. Actually, in reality, I would like to make the first payment until December, which was like 105 days or something like that. They kept telling me no, no, no. I said, well, I don't need the truck. I went to another dealership and I told them exactly that. And it's like, why do you want that? I said, just because. I just want it that way. I don't want to, I haven't had a payment on my vehicle for so long. It's paid off. I want to have, and they look at me like, you crazy. So I said, just go ask your manager and say what he has. So he came back and says, you know what, we can do that. I got 105 days, no payment on my truck, no down payment, and they even financed the license plates. And I'm like,
yeah,
fine, I'll go. Why? Because I went with the idea that is what I wanted, is what I was going to get, and I wasn't willing to take a different answer. My wife got it out of the leadership with with the truck she wanted, exactly the one she wanted, and I know, you know what, I don't have to make a payment for a couple of more months. Why? Because I wanted to adjust my financials to do that, and I wanted to. I wasn't sure how much the insurance was going to be, how it was going to change, and I know I say I want to plan for whatever situation that may happen. I went with a specific plan and a specific idea. I didn't go with like I hope they gave me this. I said
yeah,
no, it's what I want, and this is what they gave us.
yes.
So,
And one of the keys that we need to pay attention is always feel the wish fulfilled. Always feel the wish fulfilled. That means that no matter what, you see it already. You have to experience that thing, right? And this is going to help you to really start vividly, right? To create the surroundings that you need to be able to attract that you desire. So that's the power really of the manifestation, of really manifest whatever you want. We are the creators of all of this. Doesn't matter if it's a business that you don't have even the first penny to put in, or just to want another relationship with a partner, or to find really the people that wants to partner to create the best business ever, right? So all what you're having right now is because you plan it, and all is created already. So one of the things that also is amazing is to, when you're going to sleep, for example, is just to feel it, right? Whatever you want to achieve it or to achieve. And in this moment, that when you are a little bit falling asleep, is when the potentiality of creating that pathway is building in your subconscious mind and bringing into the awareness the next step of what you wanted to create in the reality. And this is when the brain is starting to put in front of you all the pathways to be able to co-create, right? And that's the key, because if not, we build our life accordingly with the subconscious mind, the memories that we had when the trauma happened when we were 8 years old, and this is not the way. We have to break that pattern, and that paradigm is crucial to be able to see different results in our lives.
and that is, yeah. I mean, you have to envision where you're going. Otherwise, you don't know where you're going. If you're hoping for the best, well, the best is what you come up with. I mean, your mind doesn't know what is the best if you don't tell it what is the best.
Yeah.
And then you'll never be able to create it unless you know what you want. And that is something that has, in my mind, it has cost me a lot of idea where, and as I start getting, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking too small. And I keep thinking, and as I finally say, you know what? I'm thinking inside my limitations and what I have reached and what I have been able to do. But if I have able to reach this point, it doesn't mean that I can reach any higher. I can reach higher than that. So it's about
Mm-hmm.
changing those paradigms and changing your perception. I
Yep.
can show you right now, but for example, we have a map there of the world where it has pins of the different countries that we plan to visit in the next 5 years. We have pins in there, and it has even dates. We have a check there of the money that we plan to bring in this year, and we have actually a dollar bill that it represents the savings amount we actually plan to achieve for this year. And then we have other stuff there, like a couple of
Yeah.
tips and stuff like
That's
that.
the visualization. You start building that pathway in your subconscious mind and telling them, no, this isn't what has happened is not anymore my reality. This is what I see right now, right? And the brain works only with images. So we need to play with the brain, right? And create another images that those are going the ones that is going to supply the old ones. And in the moment that we build a new agreements, right, with ourselves and with our realities, when we create something different. And it's just gorgeous because it's absolutely infinite, right? And as I said before, time doesn't exist. So we will collapse the time in terms of speedy, in terms of more alignment, more quietness, right? Um, and just one of the things that I work with people when we met is, first of all, to pay attention about your body as well, how you eat, right? Which kind of food do you put in your body? Because those has also an incredible frequency vibration, and that is going to help. I mean, that is going to impact as well the way how you are feeling life, and be more creative. Depends of the food that you are eating, that you eat, you're going to build a different ways of creation as well. So all is related. You cannot fractionate things, but we need to go back to the olden the olden paths. Yeah.
Do you guys watching have any questions for Carla? I mean, she will gladly answer them. I know a lot. I mean, I know people are watching in the group. I know people are watching in my Facebook page, and I know people are watching on YouTube. So, I
That's
mean,
all right.
there has
I
to be
mean,
some questions for the here, right?
it is a thing that's it. But yeah, but how am I applying these things? Well, you need to, when you work with me, first of all, you have to understand that we are creating really a pathway, very great strategies for you to be absolutely successful in whatever you want to be, right? And as I work holistically as well, we will start creating the pillars and the foundation about who you are and who you are becoming in this process, right? If you want to attract a very successful business and you have certain patterns that is not giving you the results that you desire, we have to go to the basics, to work the basics, to be able to build up the foundations and to have a great pillars for that be strong enough, right? So we will work many things. We'll work the body, we will work your food, we will work the thinking process, the mindset, and a lot of exercise, practical exercise to be able to rotate and to break the paradigm that doesn't work anymore.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, used to wrap this up, what is Verkana woman? Because I mean, probably a lot of people are wondering what that thing in the back in the bottom is.
Yeah. Well, Verkana is a rune. I don't know if you don't see. No, you don't see my thing here. My hair is like a. But this is like, you see here somehow. Well, Verkana is a rune. It means in the olden cultures in the northern part of Europe, they were speaking with different codex, right? And Berkana is the one that represents the power of creation, actually. That is the women, the symbol of the women, just because per nature, she can create life and she can create things, right? So I was helping mostly women that wants to really shift their reality into something, or change the limiting beliefs into self-empowerment, and to really start manifesting the things that they desire, not only in their businesses but as well in their life, right? By creating a pathway and to understand which are the talents and which are really the things that they bring into this precise moment with all the past experiences and all the situations that we live to create something completely different, and from that to achieve exponential success, right? So this was the beginning of the intention to Verkana.
But you don't work with women only, right?
No, no, no. Actually, I have more men now. I have more clients are more
Like
gentlemen that I love it. Yeah.
woman.
Well, we have to bring a little bit of the the beauty of the feminine part as well
Yeah,
into
but I mean, you,
create the
if any of you want, being an entrepreneur is not easy. Okay, it
no.
requires a lot of focus. It requires a lot of, love and
Well,
self-esteem. A lot of.
and consistency and persistency is this is like I'm not giving up, and I have to have a strategy and a system into place to be able to apply it, because it's a roller coaster. I mean, I crashed myself many times
So I mean,
before.
if you guys want to work with someone that can help you, focus and stay and set goals and fix your mindset, she's the person that helped me at the very beginning when I was trying to, you know, understand what I was doing wrong and what I was not being able to break my own glass ceilings. It's just one of the big foundations. It's probably the only person that I would recommend in this area, because I personally have worked with her, and we have grown to be, very good friends. But if you're looking for something like that, reach out to her. Her name is Carla Trigo. Besides the fact that she's an amazing person, I mean, she has a lot of education and stuff like that. She is a very cheap, individual. So it is, guys. Carla, you want to have any last words? So before we go, we're almost hitting an hour. So
Oh wow. Well, no, let's do things. I mean, we have to go and to move more of action, right? And be happy and to do the things that you want to do, because there is an opportunity. There's always opportunities to create your desires into a phenomenal reality. And doesn't matter which idea you have, but you can be unstoppable when you can create that in the physical world. So yes, go for it.
awesome. Okay, thank you. I want to thank everybody for watching today. Again,
Yeah.
Trigo Fernando Sustaira. If you do not belong to my Facebook group, make sure to just go and search for, Mastering Print on Demand. If you're watching us on YouTube, you guys like this video, please give it a like. Make sure to follow me on YouTube as well. And if you want to learn more about her, just go to verkanawoman.com, or you can find her on Facebook. She's one of my friends. She's also a member of my groups and stuff like that. So it will be easy to be found. I want to thank every single one of you for watching, and have a wonderful night, and see you soon.
Bye. Thank you very much, Fernando.
Bye bye.
Bye.